How can I bind a certain light show part to a key? Even if I replayed it, it won't show the light show, and it's not binded to a key. I don't even know. Do you need to do this? Hello, Haj. Is that how you pronounce your name? Hopefully I pronounced it right. Hopefully this video will help you out, and to everybody else who are trying to make light effects in the Launchpad community. I'll try to make this as short as possible, so we'll jump right into it. So first things first, I'm going to showcase how to make a light effect in case those of you who are in the Launchpad community who do not know how to make light effects. Well, here you go. So the first things first, you want to make a MIDI track. I just have microlight, so I can showcase what my Launchpad is doing as of that current moment. So here we go. If you want to make a simple light effect, we go ahead and select in our timeline however long you want this light effect to be. Usually speaking, you would have an audio track and have like a song with it. But for the sake of this tutorial, I won't be doing that. And also, if you're not in this view already, if you're like in this view, you can just press tab on your keyboard to go into this view. So now that we can create a light effect, we want to drag this up real quick. You can zoom in and out here on this piano roll by clicking and dragging on the left side of this piano roll to make it zoomed in. Make sure this blue headphones button right here is clicked. This allows you to see what you're pressing. You also want to assign this track to your launchpad. So my launchpad is already connected right here. Make sure you select the input and the output. Actually, this should be set to recording because we're making lights. We're not making a lights track yet, sorry. So to make a light effect, you use your right and left arrow keys. This is basically like animation. And so when you press the keys on your launchpad, it should light up. I use a different palette, so mine will light up white when I press it, but yours should be like orange. Let's say you want to create a simple light effect. Let's say a simple like explosion, right? This is like the light effect that is prevalent in every single launchpad cover out there. What you can do is you can create the light effect for half the launchpad, copy and paste and inverse it to the other side, like so. And then now we have a simple light effect like so. Right? Here we go. This is our light effect that we just made. So now that we got that, we can probably name this just regular explosion. And before we do anything, we always want to save our project file. I'm going to go ahead and save it into this project file right here. Go ahead and name this, tutorial project. You can name this to whatever project you like. This will create a project folder. So now you can click on current project, and here's your current project. So now if we go into the project folder, you'll see that our project folder is right here. And what we want to do is create a lights folder so that we can keep everything nice and organized. So I'm going to go ahead and name this folder lights. It should appear right here inside of Ableton. So now what we'll do is we can Control-Shift-E on this light effect by selecting it, right? And we'll open up tutorial project, lights, and export this. Now, another thing you can do if you don't like to use shortcuts, I highly recommend using shortcuts because it makes your workflow a lot faster. You can click on File, Export MIDI Clip right here. After you have exported it, you should see that it should appear right here. If you drag it in, it should be the same exact MIDI. Now that we've created one regular explosion MIDI clip, we basically don't need this anymore. But we'll just keep it for now. We want to make a lights track in order to be able to play this back. So this is going to be our lights track. We're gonna name it lights because most covers nowadays just name this track lights. You want to set the output to your launchpad, you want to set the input to your launchpad, and you want to set this to input, okay? And this is very important. I'm just going to turn off the arm track just so that we don't have anything like lighting up. I'm going to go ahead and drag microlight onto the lights track so you can see what I'm doing. But you can basically ignore this. Next thing we want to do in setting up our lights track in order to play back our lights on our launchpad is to take this MIDI effect track, which can be found under MIDI effects over here. And then we're also going to drag one more inside and drag it inside of this MIDI effect track. So it should be two of them, right? And we're going to go ahead and open up both of them like so by clicking this tiny button down here. We want to open up macro for the left MIDI effect track. I'm going to name this one the primary effect track. And then the secondary MIDI effect track should be on key and this one should be on chain. Most covers nowadays use 8 pages. So I'm just going to set this project up for 8 pages. What you want to do is you want to click on this MIDI assign button on the top right. Everything should like look blue. Or you can also alternatively use a shortcut, Control M. And what you want to do is you want to go to macro 1 right here. Go ahead and click on the macro 1. Then on your launchpad, you want to press the top right button right here and the bottom right button right here on those 8 side buttons at the same time. this should pop up here. And so after that, you want to change the max to 7. Because even though there's 8 buttons, page 0 is a thing. So page 0, page 1, page 2, page 3, etc, etc. Now nothing is changing yet. What we can do is right click up here and map to macro 1. So now there's a little green dot that appears. So now you can see it physically changing as well. Now that we've set that up, we're going to go ahead and name this page 1 because this is going to be the first page of our lights. Now, the next thing what we want to do in making a light effect that appears on our launchpad while pressing a button is going to be MIDI extension. If you don't have MIDI extension, you can download it on Cascobe's website, or alternatively, you can use a plugin I use, which is called Lightweight. I have Lightweight right here. Lightweight is basically the same thing as MIDI extension, but you want to drag that in. For you, it would be MIDI extension probably. And it'll say drag a MIDI file into it. So now what you want to do is you want to go into your current project, find where you exported the MIDI clip, drag this into Lightweight or your MIDI extension, and when you press a button on your launchpad, any button on your launchpad, it should play the light effect. But we don't want every single button on the launchpad to be playing the same light effect, otherwise it causes chaos. So let's say we want to have the explosion play on the bottom left corner of the launchpad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down this bottom left corner button on my launchpad. And as you can see, a little red key pops up on the piano roll right here. So what you want to do is double click this giant green bar and it should assign it to that one red button. So now when I press this bottom left corner button on my launchpad, it should play the light effect. There you go. And that's how you make a light effect that plays on a button. Hopefully that should be quick and easy and painless for you. If you have any questions, be sure to ask in the comments. Or if I went too fast, be sure to slow down the video if needed. And I hope you guys have a good day.